RE/MAX just released a report on downsizing tied to Canada's aging population, and the data is pretty clear. There's a shift coming, but it's happening a lot more gradually than people are expecting. Today we'll go over the numbers from the report and what they tell us about how Canadians are approaching downsizing. Right now, there's about 7.7 million Canadians over the age of 65, about 19% of the population. By 2030, that's expected to rise to about 25% of the population. A large and growing group of homeowners entering their downsizing years. But very few of these homeowners are planning to move. When you look at intent, numbers drop off quickly. Only about 10% of Canadian homeowners surveyed say they plan to downsize in the next 10 years. And when we look at that over 65 cohort, the number's just 16%. Nearly half of them say they plan to stay where they are. So while the demographic is real, the actual intention of movement is limited in the near term. The biggest barrier is suitable options. Nearly half of Canadians say there aren't enough suitable downsizing options where they live. And among those over 65, that number rises to 2/3. 73% of potential downsizers say they're concerned about their options. So it isn't necessarily just about preference, although they can be sometimes picky. It's about actual real suitable options. People are staying put where they are for longer, weighing lifestyle, family, proximity to amenities, overall convenience, but there's also a financial side to it. In many cases in our market, that person downsizing is selling a larger, older, more dated home, looking at moving to a smaller, newer, more updated home. And the cost of that smaller, newer, more updated home can be the same or more sometimes. Or you have somebody downsizing from a freehold property into a condo style property with no mortgage, and their monthly carrying costs actually increase because now we're adding condo fees. That trade-off doesn't make sense to a lot of people, especially when they're downsizing in a down market, which slows their decision to move. At the same time, demand on the other end is still there. About 1/4 of Canadians aged 18 to 34 say they plan to buy their first home within the next decade. So you have a growing group of downsizers staying in their homes for longer, plus steady demand still coming behind them, but not a whole lot of supply being built for either of those demographics. The main takeaway from this report is that the demographic shift is real. There's millions of Canadians in downsizing age already, and millions entering that in the next 5 years. The problem is they're not actually downsizing. They're staying in their home for much longer than expected and aging in place. If you're interested, we'll link the report in the description of this YouTube video. Thanks for watching and see you next week.